All right, we're here at Royal St George's. We've got a live lesson with Keith. It's Piers and Andy from Meandmygolf. Now, if you are serious about improving your game, then you need to subscribe. So hit that notification bell as well, so you get notified on our latest videos. And if you want to knock 5 shots off your score, you can do that with our free video series down below. Just click the link in the description. So, Keith,
Right,
nice to see you.
Nice to be here.
Andy, you do realise you are under pressure, because if you get this wrong, he's going to squash you.
I'm transforming your life today, Keith. Oh, that's a promise. Now, after we've done this, we're going to go on the course and obviously get out there and beat these boys as well, which is even going to be even better.
On the floor, rolling around, whether he's laughing or he's in agony.
So, just a little bit about your golf then, Keith. Sort of what handicap are you? What would you like to get out of today, mainly? What's the important thing?
Playing off a course handicap of 13. The ball striking and control on my wedges or high irons going into the greens from sort of 160 inwards.
Okay.
I'd like to improve the control I have on that and the ball striking with that.
Yeah, and we've obviously watched you hit a few shots. The bad shot is a ground early shot. It just sort of goes nowhere.
Shots.
And that tends to go a little left as well.
Yes.
The ball flight's quite high.
Yes.
Great for today in this links conditions.
Yeah, lovely.
Exactly what we need. So I know what we're going to work on after seeing your golf swing, and I'm excited to make the changes. Let's just hit a few shots, get you warmed up. Let's get into what you're thinking about. We'll watch a few shots, we'll show you on the video. We've got FlightScope in, and then we'll give you some simple changes that I think will really make a difference on that contact.
Perfect.
So, 8-iron, yeah?
8-iron,
yes. 8-iron,
yes.
okay. Let's go at the one of the new open stands up there in the distance.
Okay.
It's about 350 yards away, but I think you'll be short of that with an 8-iron.
If he gets that with that 8-iron, then we're not going to be playing.
He's a big guy.
I don't want to play.
And now there's a great example. That's the bad one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ground first, ball hasn't gone that far.
Yeah.
A lot of the energy's gone out of the golf ball. I really like the move as well. I think it's a really simple move, and we're not going to change it too much. Again, a really nice shot there, a little low off the face.
Yep.
You can hear that sound quite clicky.
Yeah.
We'd love to get a little bit more. You mentioned it earlier, getting this compression.
Yes.
You know, that's a focus for you, and understanding how you're going to get that compression today is going to be crucial.
Sure.
One more. Good.
So the attack angle average is 2.1 down.
So you're hitting down on the ball 2.1 degrees, which isn't necessarily a lot. We'd like to see that compression that you talk about. We'd like to increase that.
Sure.
The key thing is how we increase that. Now, I've got some videos of your golf swing. This is what I really want to take you through now, which will make the biggest difference. And when you see this, this is how we create a lot more compression on the shot. So face on is all we're really looking at here. If I put a line in next to your trail leg and a line in just ahead of your vertical line from your heel there. Now, in an ideal scenario, what we'd like to see is that we don't go past this line on the way back.
Yep.
And at impact, we'd like to see that you're fully on this red line here.
Okay.
So if we swing back, you can see there's a tiny bit of a sway past that line. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, what we'd love to see now is you close the daylight between your left shoulder and everything, and you get to that other line. Notice where you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So notice where your body position is. It's sort of way behind the golf ball. This is what causes you to actually hit it a little clean. And this is the important thing with this, guys. When we want to strike down on an iron, a lot of people tend to want to do it with steepness of the shaft. All we really want to do for you is get you pivoting more, better on the way back, and then being able to move you into the lead side at impact, where currently you're more back here.
Leaning away, yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah? Absolutely.
So the first thing I want to do, which is really important, is if you just take your setup a little bit for us. All I really want to do first of all is create a little bit more of some freedom in this right hip, because we get this little bit of a sway this way. So if we can just flare out the foot a little bit here. We did a little bit of an exercise earlier to just screen Keith to understand his mobility. He was a little tight in the right hip. Now what I'd like you to do here without the golf ball, if you take your setter, I'm going to come and stand behind here. I'm going to keep my club next to you here. I want you to make a turn for me here without your club touching without your hip touching my club here. Okay. Do a backswing for me and stop.
You can touch him with your club if you like. I don't mind that at all.
Good, and again for me. Let's do a couple more of these. Good, and again. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just encourage you, the movement that we want here. If you do a backswing for us again there, Keith. Okay, feel the difference in that one?
Yeah.
Good, and again. So I'm grabbing on your belt loops here. So as we swing back, okay, feel the freedom in those hips now, yeah?
Yep.
And again for us. I'm just trying to create this feel, sensation for you. And again. Okay, nice. So all we're doing now is that as we get this working better, the more we do this on the backswing, the more we've got to close. So if we can actually get you to turn and stay more centered, we've got less work to do to move forward.
Sure.
Does that make sense? Yeah?
Yes.
So this is the first part. We're unlocking the hip, creating more rotation, and then we'll get into the downswing. Nice.
I think the key with this is, first of all, first key, when you have a golf swing like Keith, which looks actually really good, videoing it and putting the analysis lines in there really can help you. So by putting that sway line on there, you'd see that hip movement away like that, which is killing him, and the lack of turn. But if you didn't have that sway line in, you may not see the actual sway. And then the second thing is, whenever you're working at turning your hips more, you've got to exaggerate it. You have to exaggerate it.
Opposed to a push.
Yep.
Because watch this, I can push myself there,
Yep.
or I can rotate myself there.
Yeah.
So I almost really want you to feel as if we can create this rotation with the hips. Maybe even just narrow the stance down a touch as well, that's it. Good, light the foot. So just go slow. There and through, good. So we're just really trying to get this sort of, the hip turning a little bit more without swaying. First couple of shots I want you to do, I'm just going to tee it up a little bit, a fraction.
Okay.
But the only reason I want to do this, I don't want you to be thinking about the contact. I want to make the contact a little bit easier so you can focus on the
turn.
The movement really.
Sure.
So we're going to go slightly narrower stance, flare the foot, and then we're just going to have that little bit of a rotation in the hip there. Good. Very good. Beautiful strike.
Yeah, lovely strike.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
that felt better.
That was very nice. So just have a break there for a second. You come and just stand there for us. Just want to really make sure that we paint the right picture for you here, Keith. So if you stand right opposite me there, you'll see. So here's the setup. This is what you were doing before. You'd have more of a move and you'd be brushing up against this with not much turn. And then you'd swing down and you'd be staying almost back away. This is where we want to move you to now. So we're going foot, slightly narrower stance, more of a turn. You can see the difference in the hips there, yeah?
Yep.
And then what we're going to start to move towards is now moving actually more this way and through instead of staying back here. But this is the first part that's going to allow us to go that way.
Again, really helpful when you're working at ball striking to start with. Just take the ground out of the equation.
Like a dodgy
so
ball,
let's
that's
tee it
gonna
up.
go nowhere.
And he's obviously creating some focus now around the hip pivot. That's actually a better thing to do as to worry too much about the ball striking.
Very nice.
Oh, you'd love a few of those today.
Yes.
Oh, lovely.
So again, good pivot, good turn of these hips on this one. Really, really good on that one.
Nice.
Like really nice.
So attack angle on that one, I mean, this is flagged it as well, right on the target. Attack angle was 3.4 degrees down on that one.
Right.
The wind's still killing it because it's just so high. I mean,
Yeah.
if you were playing on the golf course now, obviously when we go out there on the course today, you may need to change the ball flight by doing a few different things. But as far as your standard swing is concerned there, 3.4 degrees down, Andy, you'll be happy with that, won't you?
3.4 that, yeah,
Yeah.
good. Yeah, okay. So that's stage one. Stage two now is really looking at the downswing.
Yep.
And what we're gonna do really is now we've got some strike spray here. This is an important one. I'm gonna see if we can do a little bit of a line. This isn't going on the face.
What?
This is going on the ground. And what you're gonna see is, if I just bring you guys in, actually, come and take a look at this here. Now the idea of this is we've got a white line on the ground now. Now normally for you, Keith, this is the problem, isn't it?
Yes.
Too much of there. So if we've got the ball on the ground, you'll hit too much of here, yeah?
Yes.
Now, instead of me getting you to think about moving your body and all these things internally, we're going to give you an external focus. So we're going to just simply say to you, we're going to make some swings and you're going to hit here. So you're just going to hit there. So we're just going to say, right, okay, we've got this good pivot, but now we're going to see if we can get the club to hit the ground past that line.
Right.
And if we can do that, to do that, your body needs to go that way. But we're not thinking about the body, we're thinking about the ground.
Right.
So it's more of an external focus,
Yeah.
really. So we won't even do it with the ball. If you just take your setup to the front of that line, all I actually want you to do now is make a couple of swings, and I want you to
Might be worth coming in and having a look at
hit the
this. Come and have a
ground
look at this,
past the
guys.
line.
Have a look at this close up.
But you what I still want you to do,
Keep the pivot.
keep the pivot, yeah. There we go.
Oh,
Okay,
look
take
at
a look
that
at
one.
that.
Yep.
Right, I'm sure you can see that, guys, there. Here is the line. That's where Keith hit the ground there. Now, there's no secret there. In order for you to do that, your body needs to be in good positions. Now, we've seen them earlier starting here. Now, there's a big jump in that.
Yes.
And this is just I love this exercise because it just changes your perception and focus to do, okay, that's what I need to do.
Brilliant.
So now we're going to see if we can put the ball in the way and do it, yeah?
Oh, no, Andy, don't spoil it, come on.
We should have finished there, shouldn't we?
That's the best practice swing we've ever seen.
Okay, so the focus now here, and look, we've given you a couple of things to think about, the pivot and that, but I think just having this drill alone is, you could just do this and nothing else and your game would improve.
Brilliant. Just
because it focuses something externally and that will organise your body to actually produce what we want.
Gotcha.
So all our focus is now, we're just going to see if we can get that contact and a bit of feedback of where we are. So narrow stance, that's good. Let's just see if we can hit that ground past the line.
Nearly.
Yeah, pretty good look
Oh,
at that.
You did a good job of it, to be
Too
fair.
bad, yeah.
Yeah, so that's just a directional
It
issue.
wasn't in
But
front.
And that's more what we want.
Now, right.
That's the one.
Can I bottle that?
Goodbye.
That is it. What I love about that, look where you struck the line.
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect. Took a little bit of the line away, but notice the height on that.
Yeah.
Much more penetrating.
Yes.
So you can see there, line, just took the line out, that was all. That was 7.6 down. It was
Yeah,
a height went down to 110, which is pretty good. I mean, they've been going up at 130 on some of these. That went 150 yards. That's your longest shot today.
Yeah.
But without that wind there, it's going to be going probably more than your 165. You're going to be looking more 170.
Right.
I almost want to stop there, but I want you to hit a couple more of those.
Sure.
Because that was, for me, that was so good, and that's where I wanted you to get to, but I want you to hit a few more of those.
Okay.
I think Andy's making a huge mistake continuing the video right now. Anyway, if you're enjoying this, hit the like and leave a comment on what you think about that. And let us know if you've got any swing faults in your game. We always like to know what's going on.
Like
It's
you say,
huge.
with that staying there and swiveling, it forces me
Yeah.
forwards to hit. Yeah.
I'm going to just get a video of this as well to show you the before and after, because
you
it
need
will
to do that,
be
Andy.
it will be night and day. Let me just.
That was a thin one.
That's okay. I mean, it sounds crazy, but you're going to want that more than a fat shot. I mean, it's carried 146. It will go to the back of the green for sure.
Yeah.
But it's 7 degrees down. I mean,
Now that wasn't a thin one.
it's a late one.
It was a heel strike.
Was it?
Okay.
It felt thin because it was a heel strike.
Right.
The motion here was really nice. It was just a bit of a heel strike. I just want you to make sure on this next one, and this is the important thing here. You mentioned about sort of feeling this, that the hip goes this way. We can push the hip this way with the foot, or we can rotate it. The rotation is the important one. We didn't quite get the rotation on that, that's why we hit the heel. Oh,
Yeah, it was nice.
even that was just a little ground and ball together, but
Yeah.
beautiful shot.
Still take those.
If you look at that there, you can see that was just a fraction ball and ground, but because we're taking out all of this side now, that is, it's just huge. And let me show you.
It's just try to focus on hitting the ground there, but because the ball's there, automatically want to focus on hitting the ball.
Yeah.
So obviously brings you back a little bit, but
That's good. I mean, that's still great
I felt
striking.
better strike than all of the ones that
Yeah.
Yeah.
were behind, obviously.
It's actually the second longest shot you've hit, 149.7, 7.1 degrees down.
Yeah.
So you've got the attack angle nailed now with the hip pivot and with that line on the ground.
Very nice.
Take that one.
What was just the tack angle on that one, Pierce?
7.7 down.
Okay, so a massive difference. Okay, let me show again. We'll show you guys the difference on this. So this is narrow stance, really like that. You can see the foot's flared out a little bit here. As we swing back now, you do not go past the red line, look.
Yep.
Yeah. Now you can see now, even now, look where we are in relation to the yellow line. You're already on that yellow line before your hands have even got sort of down towards your right thigh.
Yeah.
So now when we get to impact, look at this. Your whole left side is against the line. This is what's causing you to be striking more down at it now. I mean, that's a real good change.
Yeah.
Not only in the backswing, in the
On the
downswing.
video, it's that much difference of daylight. Yeah.
Huge, huge. So I mean, look, that's great work, that is. And I think there's the two main things there. But if you think about the setup, narrow stance, flare the foot to free things up, and then you've got the rotation here, and then you've really just got a little bit of external focus. We haven't thought about the body.
Yeah.
We've just got you to think about actually what we're looking to
Well,
achieve down here.
previously, I've kind of tended to flare the left foot to give me more freedom swinging out.
Yeah.
Which is obviously that's restricting even more the backswing, I'm assuming, and
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it's brilliant. Great
Felt
work.
comfortable.
Really good change on that, I think, as well.
Awesome work from Keith there. Now don't forget, if you want to knock 5 shots off your score, click the link in the description, free video series, and we'll see you soon.